Hey guys, it's Sean Zinn, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. This is live number 41 on the year. Again, I know it's lunchtime. You're going to have your sandwich, your soup, your salad, whatever, but you're going to learn something. You're going to gain some value. You're going to learn some things that you can actually change your business, change your life, personally, business, and professionally. But it's all about you taking the information and actually using it, taking action, implementing. Don't just listen for 15, 20 minutes and be like, all right, I learned something, and never use it. Actually take one or two things that we might talk about and use it and try it. And if it works, give us a little shout out. Let us know it worked or not. I want to make sure you guys understand the energy we're going to have on this with my guests. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be so much fun. We had some fun before we got on. We're going to have some fun with you. So I want to bring on Only Orly. What's going on?
Everything's wonderful. We are in week 8 of COVID, and I think I've embraced and adapted to the new norm quite nicely. So a lot of good tips for your audience today.
This is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an opportunity to allow them to learn, sit back, and gain some knowledge. Some are some newbies in the real estate world. Some are the middle of the road. Some are the top end. So we're going to definitely make sure we hit a lot of different variety topics today. And for those that are in my community and don't know who you are, can you give us a little introduction to Orly Steinberg?
Absolutely. So my market, I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker in northern New Jersey in Ringwood, which is in Passaic County. Been doing this for about 34 years and loving every minute of it still. I do have a team behind me as my backbone and my backdrop, which I'm passionate about, and that consists of 3 buyer's agents and 3 admin people. So we can give the level of service to our clients like the local Ritz-Carlton. That's really been my motto all along, is give the Ritz-Carlton kind of treatment to everyone and creating raving fans wherever you go.
I like that. Raving fans and Ritz-Carlton, that's definitely something you should have, that kind of service mindset. That's huge today. No matter what you sell, we're all about serving others and making sure they have the best experience. I'm sure that's what you give them.
Exactly. And there's so many opportunities available during this time that you are hunkered down at home. For me, it's calling my past clients, calling people that are thinking of listing their homes next year, or we're thinking this year, just letting them know that you're thinking about them. And I have found that the feedback is so positive. People just appreciate you connecting with them. My God, you just thought about me. And I really, when the market wasn't, when I wasn't hunkered down at home, I didn't have time to call all these people. I would make a point of calling at least 10 a day, but now I can do 30 a day and connect with them and send them text messages and look at people on Facebook and what they're doing and connect with them with private messages. So you really have an opportunity to connect with your clients on a much deeper level today than ever before.
And like you said, we all have the time. We're all home. We're all have the extra. We don't have to drive to work. We just get out of your pajamas and get to work if you really wanted to. But you should have some kind of daily disciplines. Is there any certain things that you like to do every single day that you might have non-negotiables?
Absolutely. So, we've all kind of evolved through COVID. But one of the things that I adopted very early on was a routine, because I realized that this could be a perpetual longest snow day in the world. And you can choose, because you're always in choice. I always say you wake up every morning in choice. You can choose to stay in your pajamas all day. You can choose to eat comfort food. And you can choose not to do that much business and wait for all this to go away and then see what happens and re-enter the game wherever you are. Or I've chosen to adopt a routine. I actually put my alarm on. Even though I'm not an alarm person, I can actually get up at 4 a.m. if I have a flight going on. But I purposefully am putting an alarm on at 7 a.m. First thing I do is I get on my treadmill because I want to get that oxygen flowing in my blood. I do 2 miles. I get dressed for work. So even though I may have comfortable pants on and I don't own sweats, so they're all like leggy type pants or jeans, but I dress for work because I am on Zoom calls throughout the week. In the beginning, I wasn't putting on my makeup, and I noticed that every 20 minutes when I was washing my hands, I looked and you know how when you feel sick and you look at yourself, you feel even sicker? Well, I felt like I wasn't me. So I started putting on my makeup, having a healthy breakfast, preparing meals for the day and for the week that are healthy. So I do have my healthy snacks, but I do have, a nice dessert because I'm a sugar person. So those are getting into routines. I have my gratitude journal, which I've done for years now, probably almost 10 years every morning. And I email my affirmations and intention statements every morning as well to a group of women that I connect with. Even if they don't email them back to me, that's my accountability to myself. What do I need to accomplish today? Where is my mindset today? And what do I need to focus on without overwhelming myself? Because I think by week 2 of this, there was so many webinars and Zoom calls and Facebook groups that I was trying to capture it all because I'm an education junkie and I didn't want to miss a thing. And then I realized I was actually pressured and stressed out, which is not my normal mode. So I pick 2 a day. I have one midday. I have one in the afternoon. If I don't get to them because I'm doing something else, I listen to the recording while I'm on my treadmill in the morning. So you're being both productive in the morning, listening to a podcast or something that is positive and going to give you value in the morning while you're getting your exercise. So that's my morning routine.
That is awesome. And I believe health is so key for business. If you're an entrepreneur, you don't have someone to answer to. You have to be your own boss. And with your health, keeping that in check will actually give you the energy to get through the day, to have all your Zoom calls, all your regular calls, all your meetings, and be able to get through them all. Because some days we're always working in per se. It's
if
phone
anything,
call rings, you got to answer, right?
A lot of us are working harder now than before. I mean, granted, my commute is 3 minutes away, but you're really on from the moment you get on your computer in the morning. And sometimes I've gone till 5, 6 o'clock at night, and we're getting Zoom fatigue or just laptop fatigue. So if I'm on the call with a client or a friend, I started walking around my house and doing my steps that way just to get moving. So that's another tip that you can use. Just as soon as I get a phone call, start walking. My husband sees me do circles around the house and I'm passing my daughter. She's working, but you know what? You got to move. You really have to move. And then a walk in the afternoon. We do another 2 miles in the afternoon together.
It's always good to bring it down later on, and you're around your loved ones. That's beautiful. And I liked how you said you're into education. You're always personally developing. You have been in the business for a while, but you're still learning. Can you help others understand that you always have to be focused on growing? Because there's always something you can work on, correct, on your personal development.
Absolutely. So what I always like to say is if you don't evolve, you dissolve. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards and you start to die. Mm-hmm. That's why, if you're going to retire, and I'm at the point where I can if I wanted to, but I don't want to, because unless you have something that's going to evolve you to a different direction, a different level, what are you going to do? So, I like to keep my brain healthy. I like to keep active. In fact, I spent last week, I was on a 3-day conference learning how to facilitate interactive, collaborative trainings and masterminds. And I offered that to my local chamber. So I will be hosting the next chamber meeting in a collaborative way on Zoom. And this weekend, I spent the weekend training myself on Zoom so I could do the breakout rooms and everything else. So I was more comfortable. And I am not a technology person by any means. So this was a little bit uncomfortable for me. But I said, you know what, Orly, with the world going the way it is, you have to embrace it. So embrace something. I went on YouTube. I went on the Zoom training videos. I practiced with my family. Believe it or not, I put them on a Zoom call so I could put them into breakout rooms. And now I'm comfortable. There is another site that I just discovered, udemy.com, udemy.com. You can learn anything from watercolor painting to sculpting. And so I signed up for an NLP class. I've always wanted to do NLP. It's 10 classes on video for $13. So while you're at home, what is something you always wanted to learn how to do? Go on Udemy. They have sales right now and learn it. Not only that, but I realize there's another part of that site where you can teach. So I'm going to sign up to teach on that site. And you can teach to literally 300 million people around the globe, whatever you know how to do.
That's evolving 100%. And I know you are a master with marketing. I used to live in Ringwood and I used to see your signs everywhere, the postcards. You and I had a live this morning. We talked about being hyper focused and hyper local. Can you speak about what you did back then and then what your kind of things that changed over or evolved with your marketing?
So I've been marketing myself for probably 30 years now. I went into a Hobbs Herder marketing class years and years ago, and they said you have to start branding yourself, come up with a tagline. And actually, I was very fortunate. I discussed this with my mother 30 years ago, and she just said, drop the Steinberg and just do only Orly. And people around the office thought it was a little hokey, but some of them aren't even in the business anymore. So hokey as it was, it really caught on, and everything that I have, including my LLC, is Only Orly. So it's onlyorly.com, Orly at onlyorly.com, and Only Orly LLC. So I really branded myself literally from 2-year-olds to 90-year-olds. I'll go into somebody's house with all of the mailings that I've done over the years, and we do about 10,000 a month of just mailing. So I still do old-fashioned. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of events in town. I have banners when I do my events. I'm doing videos right now, social media, whatever it is, but it's really the rule of reciprocity. So it's giving first, being generous to your community and seeing where the need is. In fact, I think it was about 10 years ago, I realized I had to shred all my old files from real estate in the attic that had people's social security numbers, copies of checks. Remember those days? Mm-hmm. Well, as I went into the attic, I realized, oh my God, where am I going to get this done? So I called a couple of shredding companies, got pricing, and then I realized if I have this problem, other people have this problem. So for the last 10 years, I actually hire a shredding truck. It's now 10 tons because 1 year we had 5 tons and we ran out of space. I get hundreds of people lining up in the local park and ride. It costs me money to send a postcard to the entire town, letting them know when I'm going to do this. I learned that you need to do it at least 3 weeks ahead of time because people felt pressure to go into the attic and look through all the paperwork. So you've got to give them time to go through it, especially people who have lost people in their lives and have inherited all those boxes of documents. And I make it an event, and I'm not giving out anything at that event. They're just coming. We help them to the shredding truck. They can watch the things being shredded, and they can get a document saying that it was done legally. So I get a lot of professionals in the area, as well as, believe it or not, the town brings 40 boxes alone to shred. So some towns are doing this, but if they're not, see where there's a hole in your community that you can fulfill. Next week, I'm sending out a postcard with all of the local area restaurants, who's doing takeout with their phone numbers. This will not only help people right now, but this is a shelf life keeper where people will keep this probably afterwards as well. You're supporting the local businesses. You're helping those elderly people who might not be online on Facebook and not know where to order from. So be a community support system.
And I always say the resource. You are a resource to others. And if you give, value, business comes because people trust you. We have a question from Leah. Mm-hmm. Orly, do you get the same response from legacy marketing compared to social marketing? Benefits, cons of each, if you wanted to tackle one or the other.
I don't know what you mean by legacy marketing, but I imagine that,
probably the postcard. Yeah.
So marketing period is layered marketing. There is not one thing that you are ever going to do that is the magic bullet. It does not exist. You can have a billboard on the busiest highway around, and that billboard will get you some attention, but it will not be the reason that people will call you. But when they see you everywhere, they see your signs, they see you on social media, they get you in the mail. They get a postcard from you. So everything you're doing, it's like perfume. Women wear perfumes and they used to layer it. So it's the same scent that's the lotion, then the same scent that they use in their shampoo. So it's everywhere. And then you get ubiquitous. And at this point in my career, I am ubiquitous. Because I always source my business. I always ask people, how did you come to call me? And some of them laugh. They go, well, I see you everywhere. And I'm trying to pinpoint what did it for them. They go, well, I have your mailing right in front of me. So I just write down mailer, because that's a way to track where your business is coming from. So I know where my business is coming from. I track it. So when I do my business plan for next year, you always put the money into what has been working and see what's not working. I don't know if that answers your question, but it's a combination. And I see a lot of young realtors today doing a great job on social media, which is working for them. However, they might be missing a portion of the population that's not on social media. So think about that. And you don't have to be all things to all people. So if you're getting a good response from doing social media consistently and well, then that's your tribe. Just build your tribe.
And having that omnipresence, being everywhere. Yes, you can send postcards out, which you should do. You should send mailers out. You can do newspaper advertising. Social media, yeah, you can hit the masses. You should be on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I don't play around with Twitter. You could be on all of these platforms. It's just content. But if you give value consistently, that's where they learn, they grow, they will make sure they trust who you are, and they'll work with you.
It's funny, when I used to go to conferences and hear all the different things that you can do to build your business, it can become very overwhelming. But I learned that marketing is like a Chinese menu. You can literally pick 2 from column A, 1 from column B, whatever you're comfortable doing. Do it well, but do it consistently. You don't have to do everything. If you told me to do something that I'm not comfortable doing, chances are I wouldn't do it. Not only wouldn't I do it, I would berate myself for not doing it. So now I'm getting into a downward spiral of feeling guilty about not doing it, where what if I focused on the things I truly love doing? What is your superpower? Think about what your superpower is. Some people are great at open houses. Some people, frankly, suck at it. So what is your superpower? Pick that and do it well, and do it consistently.
And I love that. Consistently is so important. At least if you want to have a time frame, at least 6 months.
Correct.
6 months
Minimum.
to a year, that's where you'll see some things happening. No, you can't just throw a postcard out today to 500 to 1,000 people and you're going to get all this business.
Yeah, that's a waste of money. I see a lot of realtors doing that. They'll do a postcard, sporadically here and there, and wonder why they didn't get business, and every penny they spent was wasted money.
But going around and being that hyper local professional, interview coffee shops, restaurants, give that kind of value. So people are going to be like, wow, you gave me this information. And then the business owner likes you. They might have people, oh, you got to call, so-and-so for whatever you're selling, because you have that connection.
Exactly. Right now, call your local businesses, see how you can help them, partner up with them. Stand in front of their store and interview them 6 feet apart, or just talk about their business and what they're doing to try to help the community right now. So you're helping them while they're helping the community, and you just happen to be there.
Now, that was phenomenal value. Now, let's go down like open houses. Is there a way that you're doing open houses different compared to the past?
Yeah, so we're not allowed to do open houses per se, but you can do virtual tours. You can actually do a Facebook Live at a designated time where you're walking through the house. I have several vacant open houses, vacant houses right now. So that's easy. If you want to do it with people live there, just tell them to leave for 15 minutes. You no longer need to sit a 3-hour open house. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So right now you can walk through the house and describe it effectively as if you were showing it to a buyer. Don't state the obvious. State the benefits. Do the outside. Take a tour of the neighborhood. How close are you to the shopping? So this is a real good opportunity, as if you had a live buyer in front of you. And by the way, when I do video, I literally picture my audience in front of me. People say, how do you speak so effortlessly? And I said, because I'm picturing somebody specific in front of me and what they want to hear. So, and have a thought in your mind ahead of time of what the message is that you want to purport out there.
And I'm just thinking about other ideas, because that's what I try to bring is value to those that give me business. Start promoting it. Don't just say, and you could do an open house, virtual open house any day of the week. You don't
Right.
have to do it just Sundays. You could do
Exactly.
it
You can do one
a
every
couple
day.
times of the week, every day.
You
And
can,
just promote it. Do like an Eventbrite. You can do a Facebook event post. You can set it up so it's like a big thing.
I saw one the other day where a friend of mine in DC actually is trying to help local artists out. So he's having somebody play an instrument, and you can either put them on a shared screen or invite them to the house where, so people are getting entertained while you're at the open house. How cool is that?
That's an experience. That's what it's all about. A lot of people say, oh, they can probably buy a home online. Well, they can only do so much. The negotiation part is
You're looking at pictures, but
yeah.
it doesn't have your personality. They're not opening up the cabinets. They're not pointing out the crown molding or whatever, or the hardwood floors or whatever the feature is. So that's where you come in. That's the difference between a great marketer, a salesperson, and just a door opener, I call it. Some realtors are just door openers. Here, let me let you in. You like it, great. You don't like it, next. So don't be a door opener.
The value that you brought today has been wonderful. I appreciate every moment with you. I continue to learn. Is there any final thoughts you would like to share with everyone today?
For realtors especially, I want you to be encouraged and think about this. When life happens, real estate happens. Life will always be happening. So don't worry about the market when the lights go back on and we're allowed out. If anything, the inventory is so low, we're going to be very busy listing houses, but people are going to be getting married, getting engaged, having babies, unfortunately getting divorced. A lot of people have passed. A lot of multi-generational people are living together right now, and that is going to become the norm for a lot of people. So there's going to be a lot of life happening. And when life happens, real estate happens.
And just put yourself in that position, guys. Just make sure you're there when it's happening, and get yourself out of your comfort zone and get yourself out there, market more, get on social media, use a lot of the tips that we talked today. Pick 1, 2, or 3 of the things we shared and try it. And if you gain something from it, hey, drop a comment, message us, hey guys, this worked. So we know, and give you more validation.
I'd be happy to answer any questions after this. You could either text me at 973-945-1070 or email me at orly@onlyorly.com.
Thank you so much, Orly, for spending some time with us.
It's been my pleasure.
And I hope you have an awesome day, guys. This has been great.